Scene 1. The day starts with Alex waking to the alarm. The cafe hums softly and a buzzing phone sits on the table. Bills blink on the screen, numbers turning red. Today, a simple idea could change everything, and he wonders if this is the day he starts. Scene 2. Steam fogs the window as Alex mixes coffee and smiles at regulars. He counts the cash after each order and worries about the dwindling numbers. He tells himself a small win would matter more than a big dream. Scene 3. Back at a corner table, he opens a budgeting app and sees a red balance. The honest, loud truth is income, expenses, and a small margin for savings. He breathes, writes plan, and feels a spark. Scene 4. With a calculator next to a notebook, he starts a rough map. Needs first, wants later, savings somewhere in between. Writing steadies his hands and turns chaos into color-coded lines that look doable. Scene 5. On the kitchen counter sits a small glass piggy bank. He drops coins into it between shifts, watching the glass fill slowly. It becomes a ritual that says, "I can protect you, even if today hurts a little." Scene 6. The podcast in his headphones explains compounding in simple terms. Small, steady steps become bigger over time. It is not magic. It is patient practice multiplying quietly. Scene 7. An old mentor named Lena visits the cafe. Alex shares his plan. She nods at the notebook and suggests one simple rule. Start where you are and grow a little each month. Scene 8. They draw a napkin map with 3 pillars. Spend less than you earn, save regularly, and invest for the future. Lena explains that time is a friend when you are patient, and risk is a teacher when respected. Scene 9. Alex sets a realistic target. A small monthly budget with clear categories. Needs, wants, and savings. He writes a concrete number and remembers that consistency matters more than a perfect plan. Scene 10. During a lull, he tests a tiny cut. Skip one expensive coffee a week and redirect that money towards savings. The idea is not deprivation, but reallocation of the same earnings over a month. Scene 11. A stack of envelopes sits nearby as he tries a cash envelope method for groceries and essentials. Each envelope has a limit, and every limit keeps him honest. The physical act makes the plan feel tangible. Scene 12. Prices drift in the marketplace and news clips remind him how macro trends touch everyday life. He does not chase every trend. He notices patterns and widens his lens from one receipt to the whole month. Scene 13. Back at the desk, he opens a simple book on budgeting and psychology. He learns money behaviors start in the head, and that small wins change actions. The lesson lands softly. Knowledge changes action before motivation. Emotional spending floats around his thoughts like a gust of impulse buys and online ads. He labels the feeling, names the trigger, and breathes. The pause becomes a shield, giving him time to think. Scene 15. Automation arrives as a quiet ally, a monthly transfer to savings, set and forgotten. It feels like a friend who pays on time every month, reliable and unobtrusive, letting him forget about money for a while. Scene 16. He visits the local library to learn rather than borrow more. A librarian helps him find a beginner course on money management. The computer glows and his confidence grows as he realizes learning is free and possible. Scene 17. A casual chat with a neighbor becomes a math moment. How interest, time, and numbers shape outcomes. He draws a simple curve on a napkin, showing how small early choices can compound into something larger with time. Scene 18. A minor emergency arrives, a leak in the shop roof. He does not panic. His emergency fund covers the cost, and the cafe keeps serving. The moment proves the plan works best when there is preparation. Scene 19. Journal in hand, he reflects that wealth is a habit more than a number. The graph in his notebook points upward, not because of luck, but because he kept showing up. Scene 20. Word spreads about his steady changes, and a friend asks for guidance. He explains the 3 pillars in simple terms. Spend wisely, save consistently, grow by learning. The friend nods, and the cafe feels more hopeful. Scene 21. Night falls and the neon sign hums. Alex writes a promise to himself. Keep learning, stay curious, and adjust as life changes. He realizes the hero is the small daily act of choosing patience. Scene 22. Before bed, he schedules one more tiny step. Track receipts weekly, update the budget, and recheck the savings target. The plan is not grand. It is a map that fits real life with room to grow. Scene 23. With the cafe quiet, he looks out at the city lights. He does not see a fortune, he sees potential. The story moves from fear to framework, and from guesswork to habit. Scene 24. Sunlight returns. Alex closes the journal with resolve. The journey continues, not as a sprint, but as many small steps. If one person can start, others can too, and that shared start matters.